2 of the PRA Wreckfest Silver Series. I'm going to be your host, Wired, tonight, and I'm joined in the booth with my good pal, Mr. Oscar. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I am doing great. I love the booth.
We're excited to have you in here for sure, man. So,
Thank you so much.
oh yeah, you're always a guy that I wanted in here. But we are currently doing qualifiers for Furwood Rally for race 1 tonight. We saw the Bronze and Open Series run this track the other day, so it's a pretty tough track to get a rhythm in. If you lose your rhythm here, it can really mess up your entire race. But we will be watching these qualifiers, looking around. One guy I want to keep an eye out for is the one and only Pizza Man, Carbon Falcon. He put on a clinic in week 1. But looking at some of the times, I guess we're still on our outlap, so we don't quite know yet, but I know some of the top times we've been seeing are low 47s all the way up into the high 46s with some of our gold drivers, so I'm expecting to see some mid 47s, maybe even a low 47 here or there. But as of right now, D-Highs is going to be crossing the line here in a second, so we'll see what he's running. It looks like he ran a 48.9. Yeah, so we got some low 48s rolling in, high 48s, and Sacro with our first 47. So Colt Chevy never surprises me. He's got a 47.6 though so far. He's definitely going to be one of the guys to look out for. I expect him to have a strong showing tonight. But we are going to watch the remainder of this qualifying. I am going to go on mute, and we will be back with you after the qualifying is over. Alrighty, so we are getting underway here. Millsy unfortunately was unable to join us last week, but he's going to be starting on the pole for us tonight with Colt Chevy in second. No surprises here for me. Grandpa also was unable to join, as well as Petrie. So, this top 5 group three of them weren't with us last week, so this is going to be an interesting race to say the least. We're going to get our boy Oscar back into here as soon as we can so that he can watch and join in the commentary with me.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, so we have one guy that we need to get out of here. No hate to you, Zach. It's just we got stuff we got to do. But no, it was a very impressive qualifier. As I said, I expected some mid to high 47s and a couple low 47s. So 3 guys were able to hit a 47.2 in Millsy, Colt Chevy, and Sacro. So that's very fast pace here tonight for sure.
Oh, you gotta love the PS5. I'm almost in.
Yeah, so Oscar, some of y'all, most of y'all should know him for being one of our Star Open Series drivers.
Well, a star is a stretch, but I do what I can.
Hey, you always put on a good show. Whether you're in the back of the pack or the front of the pack, you're always right there fighting with people.
Well, I tell you, I actually really enjoy Open Series. I have a lot of fun in there with the guys in there. It is just a kick. It's not. I'm not going to win, top prizes anywhere, but I still love it just the same.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun series. I was super glad that I could get in there to watch last week. I guess on Monday. And honestly, I give you guys a lot more credit than what I used to give you guys. It was a lot cleaner than I expected, and you guys were running really, really well.
Well, yeah, I mean, our first week at Bloomfield, I expected a lot of people running off the track and a lot of accidents, crashes or whatever, but yeah, it just went as smooth as silk. And then, the second race, last week, Monday, Dry Town, I mean, that's just a tough track. You can't hit anything on that track. You have to just, be right on it, otherwise you're going to crash. But it went really well. I mean, we had a couple of cautions, but other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see Dry Town here after this race. We're going to be running 15 laps here at Furwood, and then a big old 40 lapper over on Dry Town. So I guarantee you we're going to see some cautions over there as well. And a lot of it's just self-error. It's not really guys taking out each other. It's like Oscar said, if you touch anything, like, you're going to spin, you're going to crash.
Yeah, I think Squeller's got to put me on spectator.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure we get all of that set up.
But other than that, I am really looking forward to watching this race. And, I mean, when you called me earlier today and asked if I wanted to be a commentator, I thought, oh, that just makes it even better, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You get a front row seat. We get to talk about it. And so once we get Mr. Oscar to ready up, we will be going to the green flag.
Well, now you're just asking a whole bunch, aren't you?
I really am.
Go.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting race. I definitely think Millsy and Colt are going to be 2 of the guys to watch. Just because, obviously they had really fast pace here in the qualifiers, but I've raced against them a whole lot, and they're very, very fast. Hard to pass. Really great fun to drive with.
Oh, they really are, and I kind of have to side on, be on the side of Millsy a little bit. He's the one that talked me into finally joining the PRA. Him and Blood and Tears worked on me pretty hard, and here I am.
Yeah, we're happy to have you, man. It's always a blast racing with you as well, but these guys are going to get organized. Squeller is our lovely official tonight. He's been with PRA for quite some time, so he's going to make sure all this runs without a hitch. One surprise for me tonight is probably J-Ray sitting at the back of the pack here. J-Ray is a guy who, he's new to PRA this season, but he's a part of another league, and he's very, very quick over there, so, part of it's likely because he doesn't quite get the time to practice that a lot of these guys do.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Having a full-time job, and then, I'm on here a lot, in the afternoons or on the weekends, but Yeah, a full-time job really takes away from your practice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know a lot of these guys, if not most of them, have full-time jobs, but they spend a lot of their free time here on this game. But we're going to see our lovely pace car pull off. I'm going to ride on with Petrie as we come around this corner. So it looks like Squeller's holding them a little bit, and we are green, green, green. Let's see how this corner one goes. Wow, so it looks like everyone got there really nice and clean. It's definitely not an easy corner, that one, when you're going off the hop. D-Highs looks like he got pushed out of the pile a little bit there.
Yeah, he did.
He's still running strong. Someone else, this looks like Bobby, hit the barrier. So a little bit of chaos happening here in the first lap, but that's usually expected. Everyone's all grouped up together and everything still, so...
Yeah, I'm on with Lysos right now, watching him and Solpun. What I really enjoy watching, like the silver and the gold series, even the bronze. Everybody is so clean. I mean, we get a little close in open series, but we do what we can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even here in silver, there's a little bit of rubbing around the corners, but you know, you never really see anyone throwing people off the track or anything like that, like you will in your public lobbies. I'm riding with Sacro. He went a little wide, and Millsy takes advantage of that. Hops right up into the first place position. Looking behind, it looks like Bobby has been able to catch up after that unfortunate start. He's pushed his way back up to 7th already, so he's been really flying, it seems.
Oh, Colt Chevy is around.
Colt Chevy is around, and Carbon collected him a little bit. So that'll be tally number 1, I'm sure. For those of you who are watching and maybe don't know, we run on a 2-tally system. So if someone else spins around, that'll be tally number 2, and the caution will be out, as long as that person isn't Colt.
Well, it looks like the caution is out.
So caution is out. It may be because Carbon also got caught up in it. Could be a reason. I'm not too sure, but as I said, Squeller will be doing a wonderful job of making sure everything stays in order here.
I'll tell you, you professionals in this booth are really good at going through the track, going through the cars on the track. I'm just going all over the place here trying to find everybody.
Yeah, so it's definitely a talent. It's something you learn over time. I've been doing it for a season and a half now, so yeah. I've been getting better. But we like to pull in new guys randomly and just say, hey, we need somebody. You're coming in the booth with us.
Right. That works for me, man.
And see how that shakes out. So it seems like Colt wasn't tally number 2 because he just ripped his way back up into the 3rd place slot here.
Huh. And like you mentioned earlier, it's good to see Petrie is here because, like you said, he wasn't here last week, and Millsy, and Grandpa, he was up camping. It's good to see him.
Yeah, it's nice to see all these familiar faces that we were missing, but we were going green, green, green. Millsy's on the pole, and Colt is looking like he's trying to take advantage, and Petrie hops in there, making that 3 wide. But looking behind, everyone made it through that corner pretty well. Looks like Solpun was getting in there a little hot. Solpun won't be quite as warm as some of these other guys. Everyone's bouncing off each other back here.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, Solpun won't be quite as warm. He just did a 8-hour drive home and hopped right onto the game and started racing. So super
Solpun
impressive.
is just a machine. From last season to now, I mean, he's just really grinds it out. I just love hearing about it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's always been the guy that we talk about, being our superstar bronze series last season to being, I don't know if I'd say a top contender here, but definitely a contender here in the Silver Series.
Oh, absolutely.
But looking at the front, it looks like Saturn's not here. Millsy, Colt, and Graham have really...
Solpun just hit the barrier.
Yeah, he was able to shake it off and keep going straight, so... it's a lot better of a result than what would usually happen to me. But
really excited to see Grandpa up there.
Yeah, it's great to see Graham up in that front pack. And honestly, I might be a little biased, but I'm really happy to see Colt, Millsy, and Graham as 1, 2, and 3. They're some of my favorite people to race with in this game.
Oh, absolutely.
But looking around, DH Fest is trying to make a little move here on Lysos. Wasn't quite able to get it done. Lysos holds onto that position. But this corner here that DH is going across, this is probably the trickiest corner on the track. If you hit that barrier on that left side, it can either grab you and pull you closer into it or bounce you off into the other barriers on the right. So it's definitely a really tricky part.
Yeah, definitely the worst corner for me.
Looking around.
Yeah, I just really like this track, though. This is my second favorite track.
See, me personally, I've never really ran the rally tracks.
AY.
Something happened with AY. Where are you, buddy?
He hit the guardrail going around the corner.
Yeah, so he's pretty far behind. So far, in fact, that I'm sure that will be one tally. But looking around, DH Fest is still fighting. He fell back a little bit, but he's now fighting the Pizza Man, trying to slow him down from those deliveries, and Soul Pun just rams into the side of him.
Oh, I hope that's leg. Colt Chevy was on his lid, but that was just leg.
All right, that's good. You never want to see some of these leaders crashing out, but it seems like now Graham has started to fall back a little bit, and this is going to be a battle between Millsy and Colt. And looking at the lap times, yeah, that makes sense. Millsy's running a 47.168, and Colt Chevy's running a 47.072.
Jeez.
I see you, D West, in the chat. I'm not sure where Saturn was. He was registered for tonight, but just didn't show up, so hopefully everything's okay with him. Could be some personal issues or something going on, but it's sad to not see him here, but hopefully everything's okay. It looks like J-Ray's doing a bit better than his qualifying. He's all the way up into 6th now. He's fighting out Bobby and Petrie. They're the next pack of 3.
Yeah, I'm on with Bobby and watching those 3 battle at it.
Yeah, definitely a good battle for sure. As I said, J-Ray's definitely fast. He just doesn't quite have the time to practice as some of these other guys, so I find usually doesn't qualify very well, but he usually does really well in the races. He gets into that groove.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier today. That qualifying is the toughest for me because you're trying to give everybody space, and then you end up just racing everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I find that as you get higher up into the series, that problem doesn't happen quite as often.
Okay.
I find that it's a lot of the new guys, they just all, go right off the start, and it's just a big glob of people trying to qualify.
Right.
But Lysos and Carbon get into it a little bit. Just slightly different lines. Carbon accidentally grabbed Lysos' corner panel. But he stays going straight, just got pushed pretty wide. AYD still
bounces off the wall.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That barrier there is dangerous in terms of where it sends you if you hit it.
Yeah, DFS and I, we have a history. We've raced each other many, many times, over the last couple of years. Fun guy, a lot of fun. But he figured it out and just got way faster than me. I just kind of capped out,
Yeah, absolutely. DHFS, he was part of our Gold Series last season. So he's definitely very skilled, very fast. Could just be things like he doesn't like this car, and that's why he didn't perform quite as well as he wanted to in our preseason playlist. Same thing here with Bobby. As you saw, he went pretty wide there. Took out some tires, and J-Ray and D-Highs jumped on that opportunity. D-Highs is our bronze transfer. He was able to win over at Drytown last Monday after a dominating performance from Leitzman and Dieskerds. In a late race incident, they both crashed out, and D-Highs was able to snag that win from them.
I mentioned that to D-Highs after that race. I said, you just got thrown into the fire and kept it in there and was able to take the win, which was just really, really, really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? He kept his cool once he got that first place position and made almost no mistakes. Looking at the front of the pack here, Millsy and Colt are bumper to bumper. Colt Chevy really has stepped it up and improved a lot in the off season. I mean, and Millsy gets a weird bounce off that curb, and that might be what Colt needed. So now Millsy and Graham are going to be fighting it out, and if Graham battles him and pressures him, that's kind of what Colt wants.
Yeah, I'm on with Petrie, and there's quite a distance between him and third, and then there's fourth. Well, I guess fourth is catching up a little bit, but he's kind of got some clean air. Maybe be able to do something with that.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys have really started to spread out. Looking up there, you can see D-Highs and Bobby are still fighting it out. Seems like AY has been able to catch up on some guys. DH Fest and Soul Pun. It looks like they may have gotten into something, and AY was able to capitalize. But we were at our caution cutoff at lap 13, I think. So we're going green to the end. And for this last lap, I'm going to ride on with Millsy and see if he can do anything to catch Colt.
Now I have to find him. There he is.
Millsy makes a slight error there too. So now this is, in my opinion, this is a race for second place now. Graham's right there.
I agree, yeah.
Gets the inside line.
I love it. Just, right to the end.
And Millsy was able to get the undercut. Graham hit the barrier a little bit there. But Colt Chevy is the winner for race number 1 here. Millsy in second, Graham in third. Very, very great race from you guys.
Yeah, that was definitely a good watch from beginning to end for 1 through 3 there.
Yeah, absolutely. And with this being the longer track, it wasn't quite as exciting. I mean, there was a couple moments where there were some great battles happening for sure, but once we get over onto Dry Town, that's where the real excitement's going to happen.
I absolutely 100% agree. That is just a tough track.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at the times here, seems like almost everybody got into those 47s, a couple low 48s. But very, very impressive job from everybody. Congratulations to the winner, Colt Chevy. We will be pulling him into the booth right now.
Let's see if I can get that done here.
Yeah, and I know we couldn't hear Lightsman on Monday. I sent a message out to all the silver and gold drivers to make sure that they had their settings proper, so we'll see if he's got it right.
Well, it says he's already added, but it won't let me have him join.
That's okay. I will send him a message. I forgot we didn't remove him because he won last week's race, so he's already been up in the booth one time. But as we're waiting for that, we're going to be heading over to Dry Town reverse for 40 laps. This is going to be a long, long race. I mean, this is almost an endurance race for our season. 40 laps, 35 to 36 second lap times. It's going to be a long one.
Yeah, and it's a really tough track to try to pass anybody. Now, for me, on Monday, it actually went, before I knew it, it was over. But doing practices and stuff like that, because I did a couple of 60-lap practices to see how well I would do. And I was able to keep my line for, 20, 25 laps, but then I just started making mistakes. I don't know if I was just getting tired or whatever the problem was, but yeah, it's tough to keep your line for that distance.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very, very tough track to hold that line, and to hold the fast line here is very, very scary.
Oh yeah, and like I mentioned before, you can't touch anything on the sides of the track, either the barriers or the dirt on the other side, any because it just pulls you right in. And Walleye, unfortunately, uh, right at the last straightaway, last turn, he hit that wall and it caught him, and I was able to take fourth, so I can keep my name for another week. But
There is the man of the hour.
What's up, guys?
What's
hey,
going on, Colt?
congratulations, man!
I'm
Man,
just
I
gonna
appreciate that.
I'm gonna wait for confirmation here to make sure we can hear you. I don't know if you changed your settings like I asked everyone to or not.
Yeah, they should be good to go. But just if you want to make sure that everybody can hear me.
Yeah, if someone in the chat can yell at me, let me know if we can hear the man. Maybe.
Yep,
Anyway,
they can hear him.
Maybe not.
Good deal. Good deal.
Perfect. So, man, that's 2 weeks in a row with a win for you, buddy. How you feeling?
Man, I was feeling good until I realized now I'm gonna have to race 80 laps at Dry Town. Now I'm not doing too good.
Yeah,
man.
it's definitely going to be quite the race.
Yeah.
What are you thinking going into this one? I know you've been putting in some fast laps here, but what are your thoughts?
Oh my God, it's I mean, you got to limit your mistakes. I mean, them them tires, they can catch you. I mean, if you hit them just right, there's so much time to be gained. But if you hit them wrong, that'll ruin your race right there. So I feel like need to try to get as close to the front as possible qualifying. Preferably the pole, and try to get out front, and that way you can maybe try to take some safer lines. So
yeah, absolutely. What were you feeling when you had Millsy breathing down your neck there for a little while?
Oh my God, man! I told him and Graham and Petrie, I was like, man, y'all took a week off and y'all come back and y'all second, third, and fourth. That was a hell of a battle. That's one of the better racing battles I've ever had. And I mean, me and Millsy both. I mean, it could have went either way. We both made some mistakes, and Graham too. I mean, we were all right there, and it was basically who was not going to mess up. And I do have to, I already told him, but I'll make another shout out on the chat or on the YouTube stream. I did thank Millsy for not spinning me, because I hit that curve on that double left-hander, and it kind of upset my car, and he could have hit me, and it could have he could have took me out, but he took it easy on me. So if it wasn't for that, my race would have been over.
Absolutely, man. Well, that was a great race. Good luck in the qualifying.
Yeah, congratulations and good luck, man.
Appreciate it, Oscar. Glad you're here, man.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yep. All right. Well, hopefully we'll get to talk to y'all again.
All right. Yeah.
Good luck, buddy.
I appreciate it, y'all. We'll see y'all.
See ya. So that was the winner for race number 1, Colt Chevy 88. He's 2 for 3 on the season so far. Having a great start for sure.
Oh, and he is always fun to practice with in the lobbies, or just play around in the lobbies. He's always just a lot of fun. He's just a funny guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a great guy to race with. He was one of my favorite guys to race with in Silver Series last season. He never made it easy on me, that's for sure. But he's very fast, very nice guy, and I'm excited to race with him again tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But going into this race, man, this is really anybody's game. I can go run down this entire list of drivers and name every single one of them and why I think they can win. So they're all very capable to win this race.
Oh, absolutely. This track especially, because I mean, like Colt was saying, those tires, they don't give in. So if you hit those, and especially with like this group or the group in gold, you're going to have, if you're in the front, you're going to have everybody just going right by you, and then you're in the back.
Oh yeah, when you get higher into these series, those mistakes, they can cost you even more. I mean, you make one mistake here, especially in the early laps, and you're getting passed by 6, 7, 8, the whole field.
Yeah, right.
But we're going to be getting ready for the qualifiers here, and I think I'm going to set my camera up where I did last week, take a little break for a couple laps, and then we will be right back in the action before qualifiers is over.
All right. See you soon.
Alrighty, guys. So, now that everyone's done one lap in their out lap, I'm just looking at some of these times here. Looks like a good split between 36s and 37s. A couple 39s at the bottom, but I expect those to change for sure. As we can see, AY just ran a 36. I'm just going to ask the chat, who do you got winning this race tonight? I know for me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing my boy Millsy wing that car into victory lane. What about you, Oscar? Who are you putting money on for this race? Well, I can't hear Oscar right now. He'll be back any second. But Oscar's going with Millsy. He's saying it in the chat even though he's in the booth with me. I don't know why he's doing that. But yeah, Millsy's a good one. We got Ty going with Colt with the sweep. That's always a good bet. Colt's a very fast driver, and he's currently in the pole position. T going with Colt as well. Yeah, Colt's very fast for sure. I know he's hit some 35s on this track. Definitely very, very quick. But everyone's coming in for their final laps, and AYDY is taking the pole position currently. We'll see if Colt or J-Ray or Millsy have anything to say about that one. Millsy doesn't. Colt doesn't. He improved slightly, but he's not starting on the pole. And J-Ray has nothing to say about it either. Lysos looks like he definitely didn't have the qualifying that he wanted. He's still running, fighting with all the ghost cars. Yeah, it looks like he likely hasn't really ran much of this track. Old Stock's going with J-Ray. Yeah, like I said, J-Ray's very, very fast. He just sometimes isn't able to practice quite as much. But he's starting off strong here. So our starting lineup will be AYDY on the pole. Very impressive out of him for sure. Colt Chevy sitting in that second place position. Not a bad showing at all for him. And J-Ray in third, Millsy fourth, Sacro fifth, Carbon sixth, Bobby seventh, Grandpa eighth, Soul Pun ninth, Petrie 10th, D-Highs 11th, DH Fest 12th, and Lysos will be 13th. Yes, I do want to ask, Tia Garcia, is Oscar having any technical issues? I really hope you're not. I'm going to miss having you in the booth, but if you're not here, I will definitely be able to talk everybody's ears off. Currently can't hear you, Oscar, so I'm assuming you may have a little bit of technical issues. Yeah, even I can't hear you, Oscar, so if you can try and figure that out, that would be great. If not, no problem. I see Ice Dude in our Discord. He's going for Colt Chevy. Like I said, definitely not a bad pick. But we are just waiting on Squeller to start up, and we're going to be doing one pace lap, and we will be going green. Grandpa's also going with Colt Chevy, even though he's in the race. I don't know what that one's all about. But it seems like we are waiting for, there it is, the beautiful yellow Speedy flying through the pack, getting to the front for this pace lap. But we're going to see what AYDY is going to do. I think it's his first pole position this season, so hoping he does a great job for sure. As Squeller pulls off the track and we round this last corner. This corner is always a hard one to get through cleanly, but being in silver, everyone does it nicely. And we are going green, green, green. AY gets a nice jump off the start. Everyone makes it through corner one nicely. Everyone makes it through corner two. Millsy's trying to push his way to the inside of AY there. And AY kind of backs out and lets him. And Colt is spun around. He was trying to get that position on Millsy, it looked like, and just clip that tires. That's what he was talking about. If you touch those tires, there is no forgiveness. And everyone's sliding it into that last corner there on AY. But everyone makes it through there nice and clean. And we are on to lap number 2. Remember, this is going to be a very long race. And if Oscar doesn't figure out his technical difficulties, I may need to take a little break somewhere in between. It'll be a lot of talking. As you can see, he just left the party, so hopefully he comes back and he comes back chatty. But right now, AY is still fighting for that front position. Oscar, are you there?
I don't know what happened there, but I'm back.
We're there. Whew.
It said I was in the party, but apparently I wasn't. Sorry about that, guys.
That is A-okay. We got everything figured out. Sacro has pushed his way up to the front now. AY's fallen back a little bit. Colt Chevy really had some unfortunate timing and spun out on the outlap. So he will be fighting his way from the back of the pack. I actually want to ride on board with him for just a second, if I can find him. There he is. I want to see how he handles getting his way back up here. As D-Highs comes flying into that corner on him. Definitely an aggressive move, but he kind of backs out a little bit for this last corner.
Okay, I am back watching the action now. There we go.
There we go.
Not a surprise, but a surprise to see Sacro up front.
Yeah, Sacro was able to really put the pressure on when he could, and the Pizza Man has spun around. That'll be tally number 1. Maybe tally number 2. That's a tally. I don't know if something else has happened yet or not, so we will see once the leaders cross this start-finish line. But no, Sacro made a good push up to the front, and Millsy was right there on him. J-Ray not far behind either. Seems like AY's been taking the hits and falling back into the pack a little bit, but still a top 5 finish is not bad at all. And yeah, something else.
Caution.
Something else did happen, so caution is out. Oscar, I know you said in the chat, but remind me who you thought was going to win this one.
I got my thing on Millsy.
Mills, right? Yeah,
I've always been a fan of his, and it was. I hated not to see him here last week, but I know he's been busy. But it's that's who I'm kind of hoping for.
Yeah, I'd love to see Mills pull out a win. Very good friend of mine here in PRA, so I'll always root for him a little bit. Although, looking at that paint job, I may have to root a little bit less with that tie-hard green on the front.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. I think we should ban that color from any more races.
Unless you're Graham, because it looks good on Graham.
Well, I mentioned to Graham before, it looks like it belongs in the neck of a Corona bottle.
Absolutely, but we are going green here for the second time on Dry Town. We're not quite a quarter of the way through.
Oh, J-Ray. Bobble on the tires.
Yeah, he's still pushing forward, though. We got people going 3 wide, people going 4 wide. That's why I love restarts here on Dry Town. It can be very, very hectic. And Colt Chevy, coming from the depths, is back up in 3rd position and fighting Millsy for 2nd.
Yeah, this is just... I love this stuff. This is just insane. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, oh, who was that? That was Lysos in the background there. He went for a little trip up onto the berm. It looks like he's not moving, so he may be pinging out, which is very unfortunate.
Oh, no, he's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, he's just sitting on the berm, so he may be a little angry with this track. He didn't perform very well in that.
Oh, Sacro hits the guardrail.
He does hit the guardrail, and unfortunately, Lysos did ping out.
That's unfortunate.
But Millsy taking advantage of Sacro's mistake there, and he's up into 1st position now. And Colt is not going to make it easy on Sacro. He's going to be pushing and trying to get around him because he wants the 2nd win.
Just to put a quick mention on Carbon Falcon, he's really holding his own in 5th position.
Yeah, absolutely. Carbon is definitely showing out, that's for sure. And you know what? Even his lap time, 36.8, it's a respectable lap time. It's not among the fastest, but it's not the slowest, that's for sure. Yeah, and it looks like Solpun is going to be pressuring him here very soon. Solpun just put down his best lap of the race. Thus
And
far.
AYDY, that struggled in the last race, is now up in 3rd in this track.
Yeah, and he was actually able to pass Sacro as well. So I don't know what happened if Sacro made another error or not, but looks like Colt and AYDY were able to get around him. And now they're going side by side into corner number 1. Sacro's got that preferred inside, but AY's able to hold him off nicely. And now is kind of the time where things start to spread out a little bit. And as I say that, Petrie and Bobby look like they're getting into it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm on board with D-Highs right now, looking at him, and well, I just want to be racing. That's what I want to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love this kind of stuff.
Man, I love this kind of racing as well. Really clean, fast racing. All these guys are very, very talented. Any one of these guys could win one of these races. It's just, who puts the most time in and who performs well that day.
Oh, definitely. I've had a lot of my days are rough days, but I still enjoy it. I still enjoy it. You guys make it a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what we try our best to do in PRA. We try to make sure everything runs nice and smooth, and that everyone who's racing is having fun. This league is nothing without the drivers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And take this second and shout out to B-Dog and all the officials for putting all this stuff on. I know it's a lot of work, I'd love to see, B-Dog push that keyboard aside for an hour and come join us in a public lobby or a lobby just to have some fun with us.
Eventually he may just do that, but with everything going on in his personal life right now with work, and he just moved, so he's got a lot going on. And
oh yeah, very busy guy.
Very busy guy between his real life and then running PRA. There's not a whole lot of free time for that man, so that's why I've been trying to step up and help him out where I can.
Well, I've been chasing him down the street for a month trying to get an autograph, but he ain't doing it. He's busy.
Yeah, exactly. We're definitely going to need an autograph for these original group before we blow up someday, hopefully. That's the plan anyways, but I'm riding on board with Sacro right now, and Colt is putting that pressure on Millsy.
Yeah, he's not giving him a bunch of room at all.
No, and with racing with those two guys all last season, I know how tough it is to pass Millsy. He's not an easy guy to pass at all. He can run the defensive line.
And Soul Pun just about goes over.
Where are you, Mr. Soul Pun?
He saved it. He got up on two wheels coming up over that bridge.
Yeah, and
D-Highs right behind him.
D-Highs is putting that pressure on for sure. And then looking in front of them, you got J-Ray and Petrie who are putting a ton of pressure on AY.
Yeah. This is definitely a good race.
Oh, and Soul Pun hits the barrier.
Yeah, that is a rough corner, especially if you're under a lot of pressure. It's an easy corner to make a mistake on.
Yeah, and it's me and Teague talked about it last week, but it's right in that preferred line to run. So when you do hit that barrier, everyone behind you is gonna hit you.
Yep.
Luckily for Soul Pun, D-Highs was able to hit him in a way that it pushed him through it, and he was able to keep going.
Weird. And Grandpa hit the tire.
Yeah, so this is starting to get a little chaotic. There's lots of things happening now. These guys are getting hungry. I don't know if they're frustrated or, just tired, but they're all fighting each other so hard now.
I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised to see D-Fest back so far. Like I said, I've seen him in lobbies before, and he's definitely a force to deal with.
And it looks like Colt might have been a part of a tally there to cause a caution, because he just let everyone by him.
Oh, and I missed it.
I'm on board with Carbon here. And yeah, it looks like the caution's out. So I'm not too sure what happened with Colt Chevy. I saw that Sacro was around.
Right there at the start-finish line, sideways.
Never expect any different from that buddy.
Right.
But no, I saw that Sacro was around, and then right around the corner, Colt Chevy wasn't moving. So looks like Sacro got pretty lucky there with Colt being in that caution right after him. But this will be the second time that Colt is starting in the back of the pack, and he made it up to second once before, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him do it again.
Yeah, he's not. He's very talented starting from the back. And Carbon's up there in second now. Oh my gosh, what is going on here?
That's what I was gonna say. Millsy's still sitting on that pole, but Carbon Falcon has pushed his way up. AY's back in that third place position, so this is gonna be an exciting race for sure. But we are going green, green, green. And AY dives it on the inside of Millsy there. Millsy has the preferred inside going around this corner, but AY gets it right back. And these guys are relentless right now. Carbon slides it in to take that first place position.
Yeah. Geez, they're 3, 4, 5 wide back there.
And what amazes me is they're 3, 4, 5 wide and still getting through this section clean.
Oh, and Soul Pun takes it really wide, ended up in the back.
Yeah, and J-Ray took that section wide, hits one of the tires there on the last corner. Graham hits the barrier on that last corner and has to reset. But now tallies will start. We are halfway through this race, and as I said, Colt Chevy, he's in second. I don't know what happened with Millsy. Millsy's sitting on the sidelines somewhere.
Yeah, I was just trying to find him.
I accidentally scrolled by him. I want to see where he is.
Yeah, ended up way in the back trying to catch up.
Wow, so
he's way back there.
In the matter of 2 laps, our pole position leader is in last, and the person who's in last is in second.
Yep.
And J-Ray, who is in 4th, is now back in 9th. So that just goes to show how challenging this track can be.
I was just going to say, I think it's all the track. It's not the drivers. It's a very
absolutely
unforgiving track.
And, usually we run 20 laps on any given track. So, we're past that already. So this is a point in time where some of the guys who aren't used to the long races might start showing some fatigue. Looking around, there's a nice little group of people here from, what is that, 4th through 8th? A little bit of a gap. DHFest goes up on 2 wheels, but saves it. And Graham is not leading, sorry. He's following up the back of the pack there, but, that's not to say that he's a slow driver by any means. Graham's also very fast.
Oh, yeah, very talented. All these guys in here are very talented.
Yeah, I really can't say it enough. PRA produces some of the best drivers in the game, and we're just proving it with this race.
Sharing lobbies with all these guys, constantly. It can get a little discouraging sometimes, but they all work really hard to find their way around you. They're very good at finding their way around you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, some of the other streamers and commentators have said it before. It's going fast in this game is one thing, but being in traffic and being fast is a whole other talent to learn. And these guys are really, really good at it.
Oh, and they're slowing down for a caution somewhere.
Caution is out. So I'm guessing, if I had to guess, it's probably Sacro, as Sacro has fallen pretty far back. So I'm guessing something happened with him. I don't know. It looks like Carbon kept the pole. Carbon and Colt were side by side going across the line at the end there. It was pretty much a photo finish, and it looks like Colt just said, hey, you know what? You can have that spot back. Definitely being quite nice. I wouldn't do such a thing. But yeah, as you said, D West, that was fast. Last a second in a lap. It was definitely interesting. I mean, that partly had to do with some mistakes from other drivers, but very, very fast from Colt for sure. But everyone gets around that last corner. We're grouped up, and we are going green one more time here at Dry Town Reverse. Colt Chevy is bullied to the outside. And he is bouncing around back there. Somebody got the short end of the stick back there for sure. I want to see who it was. Sacro is set atop some tires and had to reset. Very, very unfortunate. And Millsy's trying to push his way back up to where he was before this caution and whatever happened.
They're 3 wide around that corner.
3 wide around that corner.
Oh, and Grandpa gets spun sideways a little bit.
Yeah, Bobby tried to check up there. DHFest is crashed. Oh, man.
So this is just like Open Series, just under a different title.
and I kind of thought that would happen here. This track is not easy.
DFest is just sitting there. I think he might be just done. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he is sat atop this wall. Looks like he might have just been waiting for everyone to get around. It might have been his controller dying or something. Who really knows?
Oh, there he's going again. That makes sense that he was just waiting for people to get out or go by. Oh, yeah, he just spun around.
And he has DNF'd and quit. So
and quit.
We are down to 11 drivers.
Tough day for DFest.
Yeah, tough day for DFest, tough day for Lysos, but
hopefully they can gather themselves for next week.
And they usually do. I mean, they're 2 guys who, we don't really hear much from. DHFest we race with in some public lobbies, but I don't really think I've ever talked to Lysos, even though I raced in a series with him last season.
Right.
But he seems to always show up, and every week he's always here. So hopefully he.
There is just a serious battle for 4th and 5th position right back here.
Well, I will hop on board with that. You weren't kidding. There's 5 guys trying to chase down Millsy right now.
Yes, they are.
And Millsy's trying to chase down Petrie. He wants to catch up and try and snag this win if he can.
Such a tight group. I want to see how they take this corner. Oh, Grandpa almost had it.
And AY is getting a little squirrely back there, but he keeps it straight. This is definitely a great race between all these silver drivers.
I mean, you're right, D. West. Lysos was great in that trophy truck series.
Yeah, he was.
That was a fun watch.
He was one that we called up, but I don't mean to take your attention away from
way
that,
wide.
But Petrie made a mistake, and Millsy is breathing down his neck once again. So coming around this corner, the pizza man himself and Colt Chevy, also known as the teddy bear. That's right. Don't think I forgot about that one.
That's right. Absolutely.
They've kind of pulled away from this other pack, and Petrie and Mills is kind of just pushing Petrie down the track a little bit.
Colt just takes first. Nice, smooth, clean pass.
So now we're kind of back to where we were before the last, 2 cautions ago? Colt's up here in front. Millsy's back up here in front. Unfortunately for AY, he had some tough luck. I know you said he went pretty wide. But we got 10 laps to go, and Solpun and Bobby go wide there, and AY takes no time at all to bite on that one.
There's Carbon. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to...
Yeah, like you said, D. West, that was definitely one way to pass Petrie there. He just pushed Petrie down the track a little bit and slid it in front of him. But Petrie's able to still run strong. I wouldn't be surprised to see Petrie throw it into Millsy a little bit. Definitely along the lines of race how you want to be raced, and I 100% will be throwing my car into him.
There is quite a gap between 2nd and 3rd, but I think Millsy's actually catching him. Excuse me.
I'm riding on board with Mills. And Millsy did run his best lap last lap. Colt Chevy's almost down to those 35s. He's at a 36.029, so that's about where I expected Silver to be in the low 36 to mid 36s. Bobby, unfortunately, having a bit of a hard time here, it looks like, with a 37.1, but, a 37.1's not a slow lap either.
No, it isn't. I think my best time on this track was a 37.9.
Yeah, and that's where...
I had clean air for that, so it's just way harder when you're surrounded by people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, usually when I'm fighting with other people, I'm half a second to a full second slower than my normal laps. But these guys have been proving that they deserve to be here, and a caution is out. Carbon and Colt are screaming in their heads right now, I bet, saying, why did this have to happen to me?
See, for me, I'm never in the front, so the cautions, or last season when they did the stage break, that's when I would make up my time. On the restarts, I was able to keep up with everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And the restarts. That's why I enjoy how we do it and group everybody back up, because it gives the guys in the back of the pack a shot to win or get better points.
Right.
And like for me, last season, I talked about it last week with patience, because I feel like patience on this track, you have to have it. But during a caution, I went to the back of the pack, I caused the caution, and within 2 turns, I passed 6 people.
Right.
But we were going green, and Colt Chevy hit the guardrail a little bit, and Millsy and Graham dove it right up in there. Oh, and Colt hits the tire!
Oh, no.
Man, Colt has been having some seriously bad luck here tonight. Every single restart, it seems that he ends up one way or another at the back of this pack. But he's done it twice now. Third time's the charm, I guess. Let's see how long it takes for him to get back up to the front.
Yeah, I'm on board with D-Highs watching everybody in the front, and just, I mean, it's just a gaggle of people. You got to try to get around this track.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everywhere from, what is that, 4th position to 10th is still in this small little group, so.
Yeah.
And it looks like Petrie made a little error because now it's from 3rd to 10th is all right here. But with 4 laps to go coming up after Millsy crosses the line, I don't know if Colt Chevy's going to have enough time to do it. He did it twice before, but let's do it again. Petrie spun around, so he's fallen back into 7th, and AYDY has now taken that podium position.
Yeah, Colt has a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, he really does.
But then, I mean, on the bronze race, the end of the race changed everything. A couple of mistakes were made, and I mean, it was insanity.
So Colt's job right now is to try and close this gap as much as possible and hope that something like that happens. Looking at the front, it looks like Carbon was able to get back around Millsy somewhere. So he's now taking the lead. The Pizza Boy is coming for deliveries. Trying to deliver his first Silver Series win. And Grandpa is giving AYDY no room whatsoever. And Colt Chevy just tried to dive it in on Sacro, and he's pushed his way back up to 7th already, so he's still here. He's still in this race.
Well, you have to excuse my silence. I am just watching the race. This is hard. You guys, 2 thumbs up to you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to keep track of. But, you know, it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of practice, and you'll get it after a bit. But Colt Chevy is in 5th position.
Yeah, of course he is. Why wouldn't he be?
And he is hunting down AYDY and Graham. If they keep fighting, Colt could get a podium position here.
And AY goes around.
And that's already caution cut off, so that's a heartbreaker for AY.
Oh, yeah, it is.
But I have to go to the front of the pack with the Pizza Boy, and Millsy went so wide in corner 1. So as long as Carbon makes no errors here, he's got this first place position locked up. I'm going to ride on board with him just to make sure nothing crazy happens.
Yeah, there is a really big gap.
Yeah, this is a huge gap now. And coming around the last corner, congratulations to Carbon,
Congratulations
the Pizza Boy,
to Carbon.
as he slides it into the finish line.
Yeah, he does. At least he didn't try to hit the pole this time.
Congratulations, Millsy, with that 3rd, Grandpa with 4th, and Colt all the way back to an impressive 4th. Petrie 5th, Sacro 6th, D-Highs 7th, J-Ray 8th, Bobby 9th, Soul Pun 10th, and AYDY with the heartbreaker of a finish down into 11th. But I think it's time to bring in...
It's the same thing. Yeah, I can't bring in Carbon.
Yeah, he's been in the booth multiple times before.
What a race. I am looking forward to watching this again tomorrow.
Yeah, that was an absolute wonderful race. So let me see if I can't get Carbon into the booth and see if his settings are proper or not.
That was just a great race all around. I was just scrolling through the cars over and over and over to see how everybody was doing, and the 4 and 5 wide battles going around the corners, and it was just insane. I loved it. These guys are talent, just talent.
It was definitely a wonderful race by everybody. All right, Carbon is here. Carbon, congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys. Thank you, man. don't know what to say about that race. It was anybody's from start to finish. I went around within the first 5 laps and drove a trash can to victory lane somehow.
So it was definitely a great race. I just am waiting for some confirmation to make sure people can hear you. I don't know if you saw my note for the settings or not.
Yeah, I changed mine.
Perfect. So if as long as everyone can hear you, we can continue with this interview. I need somebody in the chat to yell at me.
Testing.
You know what? We're just gonna run with it.
Yep,
All
they can
right.
hear it. They can hear it.
They
We're
can hear
good.
it?
Nice.
Perfect. So, that race, that was very, very well done by you. You were in that top 3 for most of that time. Definitely, you played your cards right. And what were you thinking going into that one?
Honestly, I just wasn't trying to get too aggressive in the first half of the race, and I still somehow ate the tires within the first 5 or 6 laps. But thankfully, it was early enough to drive back to the front and kind of weave through the chaos. But yeah, I was so scared I was going to hit another one for the last 15 laps. But yeah, it was clean, tight, good race from Millsy and Colt. Shame about the last tire with Colt, because I'm pretty sure he would have taken that race too if not for that.
Man, he was on a tear going from last to the front after every caution, it felt like.
Yeah, he's got turbo boost or something, so I'm going to need to install that on mine before I start racing with these gold guys.
Absolutely. But congratulations tonight, buddy. Good
Congratulations,
luck.
man.
Good luck up in
Yeah,
gold. You're coming to join us big boys tonight.
I appreciate it, man. I hope I can get anything, above a top 10. I'll be happy.
Absolutely, buddy. So we'll be back here.
Before you go, Wired,
Okay.
wish you luck for your race.
Oh, yeah, good luck to you, too.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
And I want an autograph before I leave this booth. You guys need new chairs, too.
I know, they get a little uncomfortable after a while, right?
All right, good luck, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
thanks,
Thanks for helping me out in the booth, Oscar. It was a pleasure
my
having you
pleasure.
here.
A lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, but don't go away too far, everybody who's watching. As long as you're not racing, the stream will be going live in about 20 minutes at 8:30 Eastern.